Welcome back! In the previous video, we presented you with 3 macro combinations to show you that the table filter charts and spreadsheets for Confluence app is more than just a table filter macro. There's more. In this video, you'll see 3 more use cases, from enriching employee data with the help of SQL to building a budget calculator in a spreadsheet, all in Confluence. So let's dive in. You're an HR manager with an employee directory table in Confluence. For each person, you have their name, their department, and start date. Now your leadership team asks you to show them the report, namely how many employees have been with the company for less than 1 year, 1 to 5 years, and over 5 years. Your employee directory table doesn't have a tenure column, only the start dates. How do you calculate how long each employee has been with the company and create a summary showing headcount by the tenure range and department? This is our employee directory table here, and let's start editing that page. Okay, so first of all, let's just move this table down a bit and add our table toolbox macro. So we would be able to combine our different macros. Let's add the table transformer macro right away and drag the existing table inside the table toolbox macro. Now we can start, oh, by the way, I'll also go for width because I like that more. And let's start working. First of all, make sure that the date format is as you have in your table. So for me, it's that one. And for SQL query, I have a prepared one that I've worked on with my colleagues from the support team and also an LLM. So if you have any questions regarding the SQL queries, feel free to reach out to our support channel. We'll do our best to assist you. And I'll just paste the one that I have prepared before the demo. Okay, so that's done. I can click on the eye icon and see that everything works well. And I'll also add the pivot table macro and put the table transformer with table inside it, inside the pivot table macro. Another thing I would like to add here, what I want to do with my SQL query is that I've added a column with the tenure based on the start date and the date that is today, and another column that shows whether that person worked for under a year, from 1 year to 5 years, or over 5 years. And click on save. After all of that is done, we click on update the page, and let me show you the source content. You can see how it looks like. If you make it into a wider version inside the edit mode, it would look like that. I'll show you. Sorry, I couldn't do anything with myself. I like when the tables are as wide as the screen is. Now I want to know the hand count by tenure range and department, and I'll start building a pivot table. So for rows, I choose the tenure bracket, and for the columns, I'll choose the department, and operation type is count. Now I'll save changes, and the employee directory table now shows not only the information we had before, but also the tenure bracket, and the pivot table that shows which departments have employees with the same tenure bracket. Maybe employees from one department are leaving faster or sooner than employees from another department. So that's it. Hopefully this will help you in making your Confluence pages more visually attractive and more informational for your colleagues. You're a project manager tracking product launch across multiple stages. Each stage has an estimated budget and actual costs that get updated as the project progresses. During weekly meetings, leadership asks, what's our total budget? How much have we already spent? Your project spreadsheet table shows stages, budget, and actual costs, but you need to calculate the difference between the estimated and actual for each stage, plus show the total spent and remaining budget. How do you create interactive calculators in Confluence where you just update the costs and then the formulas automatically calculate the variances, budget status, and totals, all without rebuilding spreadsheets every week? Okay, so I just wanted to show you how to add our macro to your Confluence page, and this is a Confluence page I've just created. And let's type table spreadsheet Table spreadsheet. Okay. You can start working on this larger view of a macro, but I just wanted to show you how to add that to a page. So I'll simply click on the tick icon in the upper right corner, and the macro has been added to a page. And you can start either working with it in the edit mode or publish it and start working in the view mode. That doesn't really matter. But I have already prepared a spreadsheet with data inside it to show you, and I'll just quickly jump over to that one. Right, so we are in the view mode of our launch plan page, and here's the spreadsheet I've been mentioning, and we can start working on it in the view mode. So first of all, let's add a new column and call it budget variance. I'll just make it a little wider, but just don't look at the fonts right now or how the new cells or column will look like. I'll brush it over after we've done with the formulas. And I'll use the most simple formula that's out there because I don't want to bother you with something difficult. And I'll just use the sum formula. I2 minus J2, close it down, and that's it. Then I drag the formula down so it will cover all the necessary cells. And if we want to know the totals, again, let's use the sum formula. Sum I2, then we choose I21, and the same with that cell. Sum J21. Okay, that's it. Now I'll change the font to be Arial, change it to middle. Okay, so now we can see how much we have already spent, what's our total estimated budget, and how much is left for us to spend. So basically that's it. We can also, let's change it into bold, right? The main thing here is for you to not forget saving the last version of your spreadsheet so it wouldn't get lost. And now, yes, all information is right here on your Confluence page, and it's updated automatically based on what you add into other cells. And it pretty much works as a Google spreadsheet or Excel sheet. And yeah, now you don't have to export and import the same file back and forth. You're a project manager tracking companies' initiatives. Your technical projects live in Jira with start dates, due dates, and completion ratios, but your business initiatives, such as expansion plans, hiring dates, release dates, they're all being tracked in Confluence tables because they just don't fit in Jira's workflow structure. The executive team wants one master timeline showing both technical and business initiatives, all on one single Gantt chart for quarterly planning. Jira's Gantt, now referred to as timeline, would show only Jira issues, so half of your project would be invisible. How to merge Jira tasks and Confluence table data and create a comprehensive Gantt chart that would show your entire project portfolio, not just what's in Jira. So this is the page with milestones regarding the project, and the technical part lives in Jira. Now we want to combine the business initiatives and the Jira part on one Confluence page. And in order to do that, let's first of all add our table toolbox macro. So table, and I'll add the table transformer macro right away. Okay, and inside the table toolbox, I'll add the Jira work items. Here I'll choose the project that I wish to add to that page. Okay, that's it. And I want to customize the table to see the columns that I need to see. Okay, after everything has been added, I click on Insert Results. And then I start editing the table toolbox macro. So in the SQL query, I have prepared a query beforehand with the help of our support team and an LLM. So what I want this query to include is the completion ratio. What I made it to do is to calculate the completion ratio based on the items or the task's status. My example is pretty straightforward. However, with our table transformer and SQL query, it's possible to calculate the completion ratio based on how you time track your projects. So it's pretty customizable. Now I also included chart from table, and I want to embed table transformer with the Jira work item macro inside the chart from table. I click on save. And it's also important to add our milestones table that was already inside or on that Confluence page. So I just dragged it inside the table toolbox macro. Now I go to the edit mode. And I want this table to be inside the chart from table macro. So I'll just tweak it a little bit. Right. Now I go to chart from table. I choose the Gantt chart and specify what will be inside the labels column and what will be inside the values column. So in the labels column, I want to include milestone, sprint, and key. And inside the values column, I want to include the start date, due date, date, and completion ratio. Okay, great. Then I click on save. I also want for it to be full width. Okay, cooperate with me, please. And I click on update. Okay, so here's our Gantt chart, our Jira table, and our Confluence table. Now I want it to look prettier. Let's change some colors, right? So I click on the cog icon, then select colors and tweak it as I wish. Save. And I also want to change the height so I would see all of the tasks without any scrolling. And then the main part is to click on Save Changes. Now you have your holistic Gantt chart that includes both technical and business initiatives on one Confluence page, which you will be able to share with all of the stakeholders. That's it for today. I hope these examples showed you how much more you can do beyond the basic table filtering, whether it's cleaning messy data or building interactive calculators. Our macros have you covered. And if you would like to know more about table filter charts and spreadsheets for Confluence or any other sort of tabs, subscribe to our channel. Bye!